So it's 2026 and you're looking to get yourself into a E90 or E92 335i. Today I'm going to be telling you my personal experience with owning this car and what you should look out for and if you should buy one or not. So a little bit of background on this car. I got this car a little over a year ago. I live in Pennsylvania. I got it shipped from Long Island, New York. I bought it on eBay at an auction, but I didn't end up buying it out for $4,000 even. Before you say anything, I know this is not an M car, but I like how the grill inserts look, so leave me alone. And as you can tell, there is quite some cosmetic concerns with the car, but that's how I was able to get it so cheap. So clear coat failure everywhere, hood, bumper, and on the roof of the car, and alongside here on the sides, and even the back here a little bit. Wasn't really concerned with the cosmetics at all. I mean, after all, it did let me able to get a straight, clean running 335i for $4,000. The car does have 157,000 miles on it, so it is higher up there in mileage. But I'm not really too scared about mileage because it didn't get to 157,000 on a hope and a dream. And it was a 2-owner and it's completely bone stock. So let's go over everything wrong with this car since I've owned it. In just over a year, I've put on a little over 1,000 miles, and so far I have had the upper radiator hose fail, as well as non-working headlights, as well as oil leaks. The leak is coming from either the valve cover gasket or the oil pan gasket. Oil filter housing gasket is usually the most common, but it's not leaking. My serpentine belt is staying dry, so that's pretty good. Coming into the interior, we got the nice saddle brown. Take a quick look here. Interior is actually in almost perfect condition, other than a pretty decent sized rip in the driver's seat. And of course, though, wouldn't be a BMW E9X without non-working cup holders. Of course, the passenger one works. Driver one did work when I got the car, but a few months ago it stopped working on me. Probably gonna get it replaced, but I'm not in a rush right now. Also too, I made sure when I got the car, it was after I bought it, that I went to a BMW dealership that was by me, that was local, got some service records. The injectors were actually recalled on this car when it had 14,000 miles. So I am actually running on, I believe, Index 11 injectors, which have since upgraded to mixed match Index 11s and 12s. So pretty good there too. You know, with these cars, usually want to be running all Index 12s, but I know they cost a fortune for the most reliability. Index 11s are good too. So as long as you're on 11s, you could be doing much worse. So do I think that this is a car worth buying? As a first car, absolutely not. As a daily driver, maybe. If you have a reliable daily driver and you want to get into one of these, then I would say it's worth it. I got my good old trusty Toyota Corolla as my daily driver, so I feel pretty comfortable about driving this car here and there. Like, do not rush to get into one of these cars. If you see one for cheap, do not automatically assume that you have to get it. There are better ones out here. They're out there. There's clean ones. There are stock ones. They're becoming much more rare. This one's stock, and I plan on keeping it that way. I mean, in just a year of ownership in this car, I'm $500 aftermarket headlights deep, 10 quarts of oil, one from an oil change, but I have a little bit extra, new oil filter, a gallon of coolant, can't forget that either because it all leaked out. So, you know, after a year of ownership, I'm already over $1,000, and that's not even what I paid on the car, and that's literally with only over 1,000 miles on it. I did forget to mention I put new taillights on this car too. They were put on after you're seeing this video. I did the pre-LCI to the LCI conversion. I picked up a cheat set on Amazon because the left deck lid one on the trunk burnt out. So instead of just paying like 70, 80 bucks for an OEM one off like eBay, I just decided, screw it, let's replace them all, 180 bucks on Amazon. Not bad. Man, I just have to say how much I love the E92 chassis though. I mean, it is just absolutely timeless. You know, being that this thing has 157,000 miles, I'm telling you, one of the biggest things that you need to prioritize in getting these cars is how many owners have they had. This was a 2-owner. I'm now the 3rd owner. First owner gave up on this thing after like 15,000. Who knows why? The second owner had it for over 130,000 miles. To get an N54 to 130,000 miles, well, 155,000, but 130 straight, it had to have been maintained. It didn't get there on a hope and a dream. Like I said, I got fortunate that with the recall, I got really good injectors in here. Well, they were thrown, like I said, 211s and then mixed match with some 12s, probably because you don't want to pay full price because they're like $2,000-$3,000 a set on FCP Euro. But buying this thing sight unseen, I was like 2 owners. It's bone stock. I took the chance. If you see one of these things that got like 6 owners, even 5, 4, do not buy it. I don't care how cheap it is. Because little Timmy from high school probably got his first repair bill to do the oil filter housing gasket, valve cover gasket, and he said, screw that, I'm getting rid of this thing. Also worth mentioning too with this car that I know the water pump was replaced at least once. I'm not too sure about the turbos if they were. I think they were, but I'm not 100% sure. But with the water pump being replaced at least once with the high mileage, in other words, the sky's blue, right? They're known to fail. They're going to need to be replaced. It's not cheap, but I haven't had to do it so far. Anyways, with all that being said, I think it's time to go for a drive. Dude, absolutely love the orange too in the car. Awesome too, we got no dash lights on. Probably just jinxed myself, but been pretty lucky with that so far. I did notice too recently when driving this car that the transmission's slipping a little bit in the lower gears, like first to second pretty much. Other than that, smooth shifting. So I'm kind of debating on if I'm gonna do a transmission overhaul. I've heard mixed reviews on it. I was probably just gonna replace the filter and the fluid, but let me know what you guys think if I should do that or not. Just kind of make a quick trip to the bank because that's where all my money goes for this car. Just kidding. Also too, that's what the oil level is reading right now, if it focuses. So that's 1,000 miles, so not the greatest at all. Also too, this goes without stating the obvious though, but please let your oil level get up to operating temp before you start doing any sort of spirited driving. Your car will thank you later. All right, let's get a quick 40 pull going. Pretty important part I left out too though. Automatic. Yeah. This car, man, you get out and I just smell the oil. Pain in my ass. Also, if you're wondering too why I ordered aftermarket headlights, yeah, no low beam, and if that was off, no angel eyes. So they're getting replaced. Like I said, aftermarket taillights being ordered, pre-LCI to LCI conversion, because that one decided it didn't want to work anymore. So just replacing all of them. Let's take a quick look under the hood quick. That did not pop, did it? Dude, just the amount of heat that comes out of this engine bay with these cars. I mean, they run at what, like 250 degrees Fahrenheit, but not the cleanest engine bay in the world, but not the worst either. Like, just how hot all this plastic shit gets, that's gonna have to get replaced soon. This is the upper rad hose that failed. I went aftermarket on this. I hope it doesn't bite me in the ass because it was only $36 versus paying $90 for genuine BMW. But dude, that is so fucking hot. What were they thinking making these cars, man? Serpentine belt looks dry. Bro, it doesn't even want to focus. But I don't know, underneath. Yeah, that's gonna need attention soon. So do I think that this is a car that you should get into? you could work on them, yes. As a first car, no. As a daily driver, if you can work on cars, maybe. As a weekender, absolutely. I just don't see how you can go wrong with an N54 335i if it's not your primary means of transportation. I mean, like I said, I paid $4,000 for mine, and there's going to be thousands of dollars into the car, but that's the part of it. Comes with baggage, comes with a price. I think it's a super fun car to make content on. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos, and I will be sure to deliver. See ya.